you as Leo sun, please check back to your moon and rising sign. I have with me today the Radiant White deck. We're either gonna do the La Vida Sibila for clarification, or we're going to do the Kippers, and we will wrap the reading up with Psychic Oracle Tarot. Let me get my stuff straight here. It's all discombobulated. Okay. So, I'm going to turn the camera around so we can get started with the reading. That took a long time. Okay, here we go. Let's put another rifle and shuffle on this deck. I don't have any news for you or anything like that. I'm waiting on to get my floors done in the hallway. They need some work, and the guy hasn't called me back yet. He said it would be here today, so we'll see. Let me see. I saw something in the deck, and I just want to check what's happening. Ah, yes. Okay. So, if it comes out in the spread, I can tell you about it. Okay, let's cut the deck. This will be a 9-card spread. The first card is the 10 of Coins. And the next card is the 3 of Cups. The 6 of Cups. The Empress. The King of Wands. So there's our Leo. Whether you're male or female, we can all embody the energy of the King of Wands. For instance, if you are owning your own business and you're handling your own business, the 4 of Swords, the Queen of Coins. That's interesting. You can also be a Queen of Coins even if you're a Leo. It could be your moon or rising sign, or it can be related to your work. Say, for instance, you work in banking. The 5 of Swords. And finally, the Chariot. What is over the entire reading? The energy, the 6 of Pentacles. So I have in the spread proper 2 Pentacles, 2 Cups, 2 Swords, 2 Major Arcana, and a Wand. Because I have so many 2s, I think this is going to be a relationship issue. Be it business or personal or romantic. And I say romantic because up here we have a lot of cups. 2 cups. The way the cards are read are past, present, future. Past, present, future with the interplay of the cards. The coins simply represent either finances or the doing of something. Cups represent the emotional quotient, how you feel about the situation. The swords represent thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication. The wands represent your focus, passion, and determination. And the two major arcana cards are your spiritual lessons. So let's start in the center with the King of Wands, because everything is going on around him. The King of Wands is either a fire sign. He can either be a Leo, an Aries, or Sagittarius. He is basically someone who has entrepreneurial leanings. He may own his own business or run his own business, or be like someone who delegates a lot of things to other people. He's passionate. He's fiery. He may have red hair or a light strawberry blonde hair. He can even have freckles and light colored eyes. But he's sitting here looking at in the center, looking at the Empress. So, at the top we have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is usually a card that speaks to family, generational money. Maybe a business who has a lot of money. And the card says that there is enough to go around for everybody. It passes down through the generations. If you look here in the card, there's see the man, the woman, the child, the two dogs, and the old person. That says that everybody pulls their own weight and they know what role they play in the situation. I sometimes see this card come out when people are thinking about retiring. So it represents your highest goal or ambition with what you're doing. And it speaks to success. So, success is personal to everybody. You could want a big corner office, or you can think about putting all your kids through school, through college. That's personal to you, and nobody can decide what is successful to you, for you. So don't get caught up in that. Sometimes I said it says to me, you're thinking about retiring. You have reached the highest that you can go, so now you are going to retire. And you are retiring, if you're doing this, in a pretty good financial position. The next card over, it's a 10. So that tells me that it's a changing energy. So something is going to change. The next card is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is a card about universal celebrations. So this could be about a baby shower, a bridal shower, a stag party, a graduation, a birthday. It's something that everybody knows universally that they will be celebrating. It's a 3, so that says that probably 3 people involved in the situation. And if that's the case, you can expect either postponements and delays before future successes are realized. 6 of Cups is a 6. It speaks to beauty, harmony, and love. Sometimes I've seen this card come out when people are redecorating or remodeling their home, changing things up. But it's a card about sharing, about giving, nostalgia. I've seen this show up when people are, when you go to like family reunions or class reunions. So it's a card based on the past, about memories and sentiment of the past. I have in the back of the card this person walking away. You see him? So that is significant to me. I don't know why yet, but it is. Over here we have the three of the Empress, who is also a 3. So I have 2 3s. That's always significant when you have repeater numbers. So she is a representation of Venus, and we know that Venus is just gone retrograde in Aries. The Empress says, love what you do and do what you love. She can also be a mother figure. She is actually pregnant in this card, but if you're not of childbearing age, it represents a gestational period where you're waiting for something. But everything seems to be okay because the Empress knows exactly what she wants, and she won't settle for less. So she can also represent not only relationships, because she is Venus. Venus rules negotiations. She rules right relationships. And I think there's something about the relationship here that's unequal. I will get to that in a minute. In order for you to get along with anybody, you have to be not only attractive, it has to be attractive to them. So if you are trying to make a deal with someone, you have to make it attractive to them to want to come join forces with you. Okay? The 4 of Swords. This card says it's time now for you to take a break, rest, focus on mental meditation, rest, recharging. But I call this the ghosting card. I believe that there has been a complicated situation and you had to take a step back, or somebody did. Like you were talking to the person and then you just withdrew. That's why I call it the ghosting card. You haven't heard from them, or they haven't heard from you. You just went silent. This is an effigy. That's not even a real person. And your 3 swords are at rest. So that tells me that the conflict has taken a break. There may have been hurt feelings, confused emotions, some kind of arguments or fights. And indeed, I see a fight, an argument, disagreement down here. So there's a 4th sword ready to take in hand when you stand up to go back to battle. The Queen of Coins is either a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. As a profession, she can be, like I mentioned, a banker, a teller, a financial advisor, a stockbroker, an accountant, somewhere where money changes hands and handling money is a big deal. But she is focused on this one coin she has on her lap. And she usually can sometimes work for places like charities and NGOs. So she's thinking about doing something. Maybe she's thinking about her, when I told you it was a 10, it's changing energy. Well, there is the Ace of Coins on her lap. So this is about doing something new, having a new project, or new financial concerns. She is followed by the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords is it's a victory card for one. It says that if there has been a argument or dispute, you should stand up for yourself. But this card says that there could have been some unfair dealings, some crosswords, somebody talking bad about you. It says to watch out because somebody, what am I trying to say? There may be some kind of theft going on. So when I look at this card, you have two other people and they have given up their swords. You have one sword that you fought with, this sword. They are on the beneath the effigy, but you left with two swords over your shoulder. And I always say this card, this signifies that maybe you should not have said something, or maybe you should have said something. So this is about picking your battles, knowing when to fight, when to withdraw, and don't second guess yourself. And finally, we come to the Chariot. It's a 7. Wait a minute. I didn't tell you that the 4s represent a stable foundation. So right now, a truce. A 5 speaks to ups and downs, terse energy. And 7s speak to a need to stop what you're doing and think about what you're going to do next after the situation, the fight, the street is over. So the Chariot speaks about emotions. That's one, because the moon is here involved. It represents Cancer. It represents home. I have 3 cards that represent somewhat home. It could be a family situation. But the Chariot says that you definitely can move on from this, however it turns out, because it may not be easy, but as long as you are determined to do it, you can do it. It's about keeping control over your emotions so that you can make the right decision for yourself. I have here on the front of the Chariot the Yoni symbol with wings over it. So I think that this is going to be about Mercury going retrograde. So this is about controlling your dark side with your light side and balancing it out. He has no reins, but he is driving that Chariot to where it needs to go. Over here, I have the 6 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Pentacles, again, is about balance, harmony, and love. But this card is about sharing, philanthropy, giving. Maybe somebody, some money is going to show up just at the right time for you. But if you look closely, there are 3 people in the card, and one person is getting everything, and one person is getting nothing. Sometimes I call it the player card in a relationship issue. So somebody is giving all his time and investment to someone else, and someone is not getting anything. I always say, if people are not willing to share what they have, their emotions, if they're not doing the actions to show you that they're invested in what in the relationship, it's uneven, it's unequal. So maybe you are giving like 90% and he's giving 10, or maybe he's giving 90% and you're giving 10. So it's unbalanced, it's unequal. So what can I look at? I will turn over the court cards. That leaves me the 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 4 of Swords, 5 of Swords. It's escalation with the Empress and the Chariot card. I say it's an escalation because it will go from a 4 to a 5. And maybe this is about someone, you suspect someone is cheating, because this card can sometimes presage a breakup or separation. The Five of Swords. But we're going to see. The 10, we take them in the order that they fell. The 10 of Pentacles. Suggests that you need to be involved in the family and domestic situations, as you may be taking too much for granted at this time. The focus is on family matters when it appears in the reading, the 10 of Pentacles. But doesn't tell me anything being next to the Empress and the Chariot card. I really think this is some kind of relationship issue. That's how it feels. The Three of Cups. With 2 threes equals a small but pleasant surprise. But I don't think that it's going to be just as you expected it to. The Three of Cups tells me nothing about the being next to the Empress and the, oh wait a minute, the Three of Cups next to the Empress may be implying news of a pregnancy or the birth of a child. Maybe that's what she's focused on. And there is a fight and a removal of somebody from the situation. You have to rest and think about it. The Six of Cups. Because remember, she's pregnant. And so, you know, I talked about gestation. Listen. Next to the Empress implies that some work needs to be put in the Six of Cups to a personal relationship, as there may have been some miscommunications and misunderstandings that need to be corrected. That's what I'm telling you. I even have this representation of the moon, so I'll read it because it's Cancer. And I'm just basing it off an intuitive feeling that some concerns from the past will come up and suggest that someone feels misunderstood. Six of Cups with the moon, not the Chariot, but the moon. That's how it feels. The Four of Swords. Tells me nothing about being next to the Empress or the Chariot card, but because she's holding the Ace of Coins, I will tell you this. Indicates that some long-term goals or plans need to be reassessed and reevaluated before proceeding. There you go. That although you may not yet be involved with any long-term plans or considerations, when they do arise, make efforts to check and recheck all aspects before proceeding, as some reevaluations and amendments may be needed. That's a feeling that I get. It's not an ace, but she's holding an ace on her lap. So that's why I read that. The Five of Swords. That was the Four of Swords, but the Five of Swords. A separation, permanent breakup of a partnership or relationship of some kind due to the choices made by another is implied when the Five of Swords appears in the spread. It may be telling of a breakup, severance of an important relationship or partnership, and it indicates an abrupt parting of ways. So I really think this is about a couple who may be going through some things. They may have been together for a long time. They have put in a lot of work, and they were supposed to be celebrating something. Maybe even planning to remodel the home in preparation for a baby, but something happens. So I don't know if the Chariot card is saying you can positively work through it or that someone is going to leave. Let's go to the Kipper cards. And I think I'm going to look at just the Five of Swords. So there's a lot of everything is represented in this spread. Coins, cups, wands, swords. So it tells me that this is really something that will affect or change the nature of the relationship. Yes, the Five of Swords. Poverty. Pathway. Pathway. And gift. So, someone in the relationships feels like they don't have anything. Okay? That can be metaphorical or it can be literal. A choice has to be made. And the pathway also speaks to movement. And then we have gift. This gift can be anything. It can be the announcement of the birth of a baby. It can be a job. It can be like finances. It could be anything. So I do think that something is going to happen based upon this spread. And there is a choice. That's why I said I have all these twos, 2 coins, 2 cups, 2 swords, 2 major arcana, 2 court cards. And 2s always imply a choice, a decision, an option, a duality, opposition. You oppose within yourself against something or someone actively opposing you. So that there it is, the pathway. And you have to remember that whatever path you choose, the other pathway will be closed off to you. So I would suggest that whatever this is about, that you think carefully before making a move. It doesn't say that you are definitely going to break up or leave or whatever. It says that there is a possibility based on the decision of another person. I think I'm looking at these cards with 3 people in it. Let's see. We're going to use this Sibilis. And take a look at, we'll look at the 6 of coins. Maybe somebody cheated and got somebody pregnant. I don't know. But it's definitely a relationship issue. It's definitely something that causes a lot of fights and arguments. Maybe even possibly splitting up. Speranza, which incidentally has a Leo glyph on the rock, and it says don't give up, because sometimes hope is all you have. Lamante, female, Queen of Cups. This is about somebody who feels a certain way, but may not be able to express her way she feels. It doesn't say she is somebody, a third party. And the Delorante. So that card is kind of loaded, and so it can indicate, what is it? A coin card. It's the last suit. The 9. Describe someone who can be moody, irrational. It indicates that someone is being swayed by other equally deluded people. It indicates hallucinations, contradictions, illusion of grandeur, and self-exaltation. It represents someone with a large ego. Basically, it describes setbacks, delays, accidents, recklessness, disorganization, opposition, mutually exclusive beliefs, and precarious conditions with transitory states. It heralds problems on all fronts and trouble, grave arguments, and falling out with clients, partners, and family members. It doesn't say anything about relationships, but it told us that whatever this thing is, you have setbacks. It's a choice made by another person, but it's going to be full of setbacks, arguments, falling outs, and you're going to have to make a decision. And whatever happens on the other side of that decision should be a gift. Take it as you will. Okay, that's what I have for you for March 2025. Okay, we'll see you next time. Wait a minute, I didn't pull an oracle card. So that's gonna give us some more, hopefully, information about what's really going on, or some advice. I can't cut the cards because they're too stiff. So, what the oracle card have to say? 5, the financial and material changes. The number 5 physical card represents challenges, changes and losses, usually related to material or financial concerns. You may be losing some of the things around you, but you must acknowledge and know that besides existing as a physical being, you are an incredible resource, you are an incredible and resourceful spiritual entity. I don't know why that's so hard to say. Use your powerful forces within to help you through this difficult period. Everything changes for a reason. This time isn't meant to be a punishment. Know that your current conditions will transform for the better. A positive question to ask yourself now is, what did I learn from this, and how can I avoid it in the future? Remember that there are lessons to be understood in everything. It's up to you and you alone to decide how long it will take for you to learn them. The rings on the finger. So that's finally it. See you next time.